The peace songs of Srinagar later in the program. 4 years ago, Malaysia's opposition Islamic party, PAS, was punished at the polls. Voters, especially non-Muslims, were put off by its constant demands for the formation of an Islamic state. But to broaden its appeal, the party's now adopted a different approach. It's even forged an unlikely alliance with two other opposition parties which don't share its religious ambitions. So is the party's newfound partnership ruffling any feathers? Wei Fern Tay reports from Malaysia.
A giant Buddha 10 stories high stares into the distance. It's flanked by temples with curved edges on its roofs, all the hallmarks of Thai architecture. But this isn't quite Thailand. That's on the other side of the border. Nor are these structures even in a predominantly Buddhist state. On the contrary, it's in one of the most conservative Muslim states in Malaysia, Kelantan.
PAS have been in Kelantan for 18 years. They have ruled the state fairly. The Malays, the Chinese, the Thais and others, Indian, we can live happily.
No other Malaysian state has been ruled by an opposition party for as long as Kelantan has. Signs that it is governed by the Islamic opposition party PAS is common sight, but less so the implementation of rules such as separate aisles for men and women at supermarkets.
Most people look at what they have done in Kelantan, and they still will see that it is not an Islamic state. So they will know that they talk about it as a political concept.
Islam is the official religion of Malaysia, and like many parts of the country, the hallmarks of Islam are everywhere in Kelantan and more. The local market, for example, is named after the wife of the Prophet Muhammad. Over here, people, especially the majority Malays, are not hesitant about revealing their support for PAS.
Because the environment is peaceful and there are no vices.
We have been supporting PAS since we were young. We have been supporting PAS even before we were eligible to vote.
But for the non-Malays, who only make up 5% of the state's population, support for PAS hasn't always been there. 50-year-old Ginny Teo remembers the resistance some Buddhist villagers put up after the party wrestled control of the state from the ruling Barisan Nasional in 1990.
The kampung people at the time don't allow him to go. They say he is PAS, he cannot come to the temple, this and that. And happened that time I was the chairman of the Buddhist temple. Then I went in and told the kampung people, look, respect him as a Menteri Besar. We have to accept him because he's been chosen by the Rakyat, by every one of us. Let him come and let him show what that he have with him. And he went in and gave 100,000 ringgit of donation, you know.
People have the misconception that PAS is purely for Muslims, that it is extremist and even like the Taliban. But this party is a registered party in Malaysia. If it was extremist, do you think they would have been allowed to register? It's impossible. So it is a lie.
To understand the wariness of non-Muslims, you have to look at the party's past. After splitting from the Barisan Nasional government in the late 70s, PAS espoused and became known for its conservative and pious interpretations of Islam. At a political rally more than 20 years ago, Abdul Hadi Awang, then the vice president of PAS, compared their party symbol with the scales, the symbol used by Barisan Nasional.
Apakah diri manusia ini dapat ditimbang sebagaimana timbang bawang lada, timbang daging, timbang benda-benda ini?
He also made clear his ambitions of forming an Islamic state like Iran.
Tidak dapat dinafikan bahawa kejayaan Ayatollah Khomeini di Iran memberi suatu napas baru kepada pejuang-pejuang Islam dan pejuang-pejuang keadilan di seluruh dunia, bagi membuktikan bahawa pemerintah-pemerintah yang zalim, walau bagaimanapun mereka mempunyai kekuatan pada awalnya, mereka boleh dijatuh dan boleh ditumbangkan oleh suara rakyat yang dizalimi dan diunyanya.
Fast forward to today, and PAS still has not achieved its goal of an Islamic state. But that is no longer heavily emphasized by the party. It now champions a welfare state. The shift is just one example of the reforms the party has undergone in recent years. And the person responsible for that is a former law lecturer, Ustaz Nasharuddin Mat Isa.
It is more a state of care and services. So that is my concentration. Because by offering that state of care and services, it includes the comprehensive universal values and teaching of Islam, which is applicable to all. The name is not important for me. The substance is more concentrated as far as the development of the party in the last couple of years is concerned.
He kind of encapsulates what Hadi Awang and the leadership of PAS realized, that they needed to fuse the two together. On one hand, bringing the spiritual religious values, as well as on the other hand the sort of intellectual development of your middle to upper class Malay Muslim.
Ustaz Nasharuddin is the number 2 man in PAS. He is part of a group of younger, moderate professionals who have charted a new course for the party. The top leadership deny any internal strife as a result of the party's rebranding.
Tidak ada halangan.
There was no resistance. In Islam, there are things that don't change, such as gambling and adultery, which are prohibited. But Islam accepts that things change with time and with communities. The party has to adapt to these changes in society.
In the lead-up to this year's general elections, PAS aligned itself with 2 other opposition parties to present a rare united front. The former Deputy Prime Minister Anwar Ibrahim was the bloc's unofficial leader.
We will be forming state governments in Kelantan, Kedah, Pulau Pinang, Perak and Selangor. And we have denied Barisan Nasional's 2/3 majority.
Not only did PAS strengthen its hold on Kelantan, it gained another state and made inroads in 3 others. But the weeks since the general elections have been extremely turbulent. The dominant Malay political party UMNO is still reeling from its unexpected reversal at the polls and has been fending off incessant verbal attacks from Anwar Ibrahim, who says he has the numbers to topple the federal government.
Rasmi 82.
Officially 82, unofficially enough. So let UMNO do the guessing. We will wait for the right moment to enter and defeat them.
Some MPs have publicly claimed they have been offered money to join the opposition alliance. One UMNO MP said it was enough to last 2 or 3 generations. This has been strenuously denied by Anwar Ibrahim and his political partners.
As far as PAS is concerned, we are a party open to all. We don't offer money for people who want to come to join hands and subscribe to our struggle.
Even with UMNO at its weakest ever, its senior officials like Datuk Syahrir remain to be convinced of the opposition's long-term viability, let alone Anwar Ibrahim's threat of ousting the current administration by the 16th of September.
If you look at it now, it's almost 3 months since the general elections, and yet we do not hear or even detect a shadow cabinet. And I think, and in my conversations with the members of parliament from PAS and even from DAP, when I tease them about, which ministry are you going to be heading, the response has been quite sort of embarrassed or perhaps even dismissive or even muted.
With the Malaysian political scene still cloaked in uncertainty, anything is possible.
Wei Fern Tay in Malaysia.